Hello, hello. Teka lang ha. Checking if live na ba ako sa aking oh my gosh, my internet. Yung internet ko talaga, problema natin to. Ever since yung internet ko talaga. Okay, wait lang, friends. Wait. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me clearly, and I apologize in advance because my internet it really sucks. So I've done live in StreamYard and also on YouTube. So, alam niya na, PLDT, hindi talaga siya maganda for so many years already. But we're going to push through for today. So, hello, friends. Oh my God, how are you guys? Audio is good. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Hello, Pam. Yes. Oh, so Pam says, also need to read tonight because he hasn't been able to read for all week. Actually, it's kind of same. I don't know why, but this week it's such a really like a busy week at work, and also I have a lot of stuff. So probably then because ano, meron tayong event last time. So ayun, isa sa mga reasons I was still on the hangover from the event. So yun. Tapos I also have to do a lot of content, blah blah blah. Anyway, so yeah, and then hello, Tita D. Hello, Tita Diane. So Tita Diane was the first one that I told earlier that I'm going to do. Excuse me. I'm going to do a reading sprint or a live sprint because I really need to read tonight, which I'm going to explain later. Kung bakit kailangan kong makatapos ng libro tonight. But yeah, hopefully everything is okay until later. So my plan is to read for the next 4 hours so that I could finish the book that I am going to read. So friends, what are you reading? So if you are tuning in, you're joining the sprint. What are you reading? So thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So let me know what are you reading so that we could start in the next few minutes. So the very reason why I need to really finish a book or at least read a good chunk of this book tonight is because I spontaneously I was part of, or I am currently a part of a book tour for this book, which is Between Here and There by Kyra Isabel. And this is the current tour of the Filipino Shelf or TFS. If you don't know. So currently, we are running a tour for a week. It started yesterday, and then it's gonna run until February 20. So I was just spontaneously joined this tour. Although I've already read the first book of Kyra Isabel, so this is already the second book, which I'm going to explain a little bit later. But yeah, I'll explain para sa atin or what this book is about. But I am just checking if I am visible and all that stuff. But yeah. So, yeah. So yun, mamaya ko explain sa inyo kasi medyo kinatik pa yung utak ko. Medyo naguguluhan pa ako. But anyway, so again, we are joined by Pam, who is going to read Uncanny by Junji Ito. Is this a long book though? Because I think you've been reading this. since last week, right? Is it last week? Yeah, I think it's last week. So is this a long book? Is it like I forgot, but is it like a full novel or is it a collection of short stories by Junji Ito? I've read one novel and one short story collection by Junji Ito, but I already forgot what those titles are. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna share it later. I'm just gonna check on Goodreads. Yeah, but let me know, is it a long book? Like super long? Ah, yun na nga. What ito question ko? Anyway, I'm sorry for that. But yeah, have fun with your reading for tonight. D said she is reading tasks, but also have to do chores for the first sprint and draft a review and plan for my post for the book tour that you are going to read. So Tita Diane and I are part of the book tour of the here and there, and also we are buddy reading Human Acts. And I haven't started that book yet because I promised to myself I'm gonna finish flipping here and there first for the book tour. And I also have a recent read that I haven't finished yet. So yeah. So this is the book that I am actually reading from the last prince of Pam and Pam, but I haven't finished this one since I'm in a slump. So yeah, but because of the tour, we are reading this one first. Okay. So yeah, but yeah, do go ahead, do whatever you want for the sprint. Again, this is gonna be reading and productivity sprints. I will probably make matcha tea also on the first sprint before I really sit down and read. But hopefully we'll do a warm up on the first one. So yeah. Hello, I think this is Kalar. Ito pala muna, sorry. Yes, to the book tour. Again, it's happening on the shelf. Curious about Junji Ito. Have you not tried Junji Ito in the like previous years? Let me know. I'm also very curious, like I'm also very curious about how, like, what are his inspirations or what are the inspirations behind the stories? Say it's so like unique, weird, strange, whatever. Yeah, but here, hi, Clara, what are you reading? If you're reading, and or if you're not reading, what are you going to be doing on the next sprints? Let me know. I've just been in such a slump that I can focus on whatever I'm reading. My God, girl, I feel you. I think in the first month, like it's always been like this, but in the first month of the year, I am so pumped up to read more. But right now we're on the second month of the year. It's February, so I think the slump is starting to kick in. And it has been like this for the previous years. Even last year, my slump started in February and ended in April. So that was not a good time, not a good reading time, but we're fighting through it. So let's go. Okay. Okay. It is a non-fiction book memoir. Ever since Junji Ito discusses how he got into. Oh, why? So is it like a written not illustration or not illustrated memoir? Because that's interesting. Yeah, if you are into horror and manga, Junji Ito is as I've heard. A lot of like writers or like illustrators into horror, they always reference Junji Ito. Yeah. Junji Ito is also one of my favorite authors. Yeah. What is your most favorite Junji Ito work, Clar? Let me know. Let us know here in the live. I only see his massive graphic novels. Same. I also okay. So just a quick kwento or context. I've been dreaming to collect all Junji Ito graphic novels, like the ones that you can buy from Fulipok, the thick ones. And it's in hardback, and it's like so interesting to collect. But I I don't know what book is that, but I tried the collection, short story collection, and then I realized that I'm not really much into the stories. I don't know if it's just because of that book or if it's just because of like I've chosen the wrong one or whatever. I don't know. but I stopped collecting because of that one short story collection, which I'm going to search. So I'm gonna share it with you later. Okay. But what is your favorite Junji Ito if you have one? So Clara is reading How to Deal with Rude People with a Smile by John Moonjong. Is it? Was it a memoir, a nonfiction? Is it really like dealing with rude people with a smile? Is it what the title says it is, or is it a fiction? Is it a story? Let's know, Clark, what this is about. Okay, sabi ni Pam, it is a full-length novel, pero may mga illustrations also. Oh, that's interesting. Hmm. Now I wanna try that. Okay, okay. I'm gonna wait for your review. I'm gonna try to see that. Okay. I really wish I could finish a book now for this month. We are manifesting that tonight is the night that you're gonna finish it. Let me know pala, Pam, or everyone else. How far along are you in the books that you're reading? So how many percent, pages, whatever. Let me know so that I would also share with you later. Hi, Clark, ikaw pala yan. Hindi pala, hindi pala sure na si Clark yan. Pero yeah, I think that's Clark. I think I'm right. Cat Diary yon and Moon. It's okay. Is it a title of Junji Ito's book? Is it the title? Is it? Is this your okay? Is this your favorite Junji Ito? I'm just connecting the dots here. Hello, hello. So it is non-fiction. So it is surely about dealing with rude people with a smile. Interesting. So let us know what you think of it later. 78%. I hope you're hoping to get into 90% through the sprints. Yes. Let us manifest that. So we're going to start in a few. But let me just go through with this. Junji Ito, Sikat Diary. Ah, okay, okay. I haven't heard this. So, okay, I'm going to do a list of Junji Ito books that you'll be recommending because, as I've said, I, not necessarily bad experience, but I don't know if Junji Ito lived up to the hype during the time that I was reading that short story collection. So, I'm gonna check your recommendation. So I would check or give Junji Ito a chance once again. So, Um, hello, Cheska. You are reading book two of Magnus Chase, The Hammer of Thor. I'm about to start it pa lang. Yes, we are going through reading tonight, so I hope that you guys are ready. And wait lang, Magnus Chase is part of the. I'm sorry, is it part of the Shadow Hunter world? Baka mamaya mali pala ako. Baka mamaya wrong info. Pero I think, right? Kasi hindi ako mahilig sa fantasy. I'm sorry. But yeah, hope you'll be enjoying it and hope that the series is going well for you. Kasi nasa bukto ka na. So Tita D, ah, I want to try his manga. Japanese horror movie scares the shit out of me, but they're good. Oh yeah. Actually, Japanese, Korean movies, horror movies, they're not even Thai movies. I think they're like the scariest shit I've read and I've watched in my life. So yeah. Ay, Rick Riordan pala. Sorry. Magnus Chase. Parang iba yung nasa isip ko na Shadowhunter. Wait lang. Iba yata. Ibang Magnus yata yun. Sorry, 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 Chatka. So, book two of Magnus Chase by Rick Riordan. Ayun. Sobrang obviously, hindi nagbabasa ng fantasy. But yeah, hope you're enjoying it. So let's start the first sprint. As I've said, I'm gonna make matcha on the first sprint before I sit down, but let's already start this one out so that we could finish um, our reads. Oh, by the way, between here and there, I'm already at, I don't know how percent na. 15%. O, diba? 15%, guys. Kailangan ko matapos to tonight. So, hopefully, hopefully talaga. So let's start with the first sprint. I'm using this one. Hopefully, okay lang naman. But this is like the Pomodoro Kinemaru. We're gonna have the first on the first sprint, we're gonna have 40 minutes. Hopefully, on the next or the following sprints, we'll stick to this, and then later on we'll do Chica for 10 minutes. So let's start this Prince. Happy reading! Hello, friends. Let me just do a quick, yeah, like a quick thing. Okay, so how was the first sprint? Um, I keep on checking because this is my first time on doing something like this. So I keep on checking if like everything is working, if the timer is on the screen, and if I'm audible and all that freaking stuff. But yeah. So how was your first sprint? So as I've mentioned earlier, I did a matcha latte on the first sprint. So that was like 10 minutes of my time. And then I started reading my book. So I started with 15% earlier, and Pam actually commented and said, like, 15% to 100%. Like, I don't know how will I do that, but I am putting my trust in myself that I will be able to do it. That is why I'm doing the sprints right now. And then I'm also joining your sprints tomorrow so that your girl can finish this book. So, yeah, but right now, I am currently on 22%. So that's not so bad. So 22%, I did like I 7% in the last 30 minutes or so. And I am not really that I'm not really that hooked yet in reading. I'm hooked in the story, but I'm not yet hooked in reading. So I think this is the perfect time to share with you what the book is about. So between here and there is the second book. So I'm gonna show you quickly the cover. So pretty. But this is prettier in like in colored. So this is the second book in the Magnolia Heights series by Kyra Isabel. And though it is not, it's like a companion novel. So it's not, you don't necessarily have to read like the first book, but it helps you to understand the characters within it. And of course, there are cross references and all that stuff. So that's why I suggest that you read the first book first before going into this book, and this one will be out on February 21. So I am so excited to actually read this book because I enjoyed the first book, and this one we are following the story of Emily, who just moved to New York as an accountant, and then life is not that much like the life that she was expecting there, hindi niya yun nakukuha. So, hindi ko alam kung dapat ko na ba sabihin yung kwento ni Emily, especially if you haven't like read the first book. But just to cut the long story short, so si Emily, she's not doing very well in New York, and then she met the brother of her best friend back in the Philippines. So she met him without knowing that he is the brother of his best friend. So they had this hookup, and as like with the impression that they are strangers with one another, and then they found out that they are connected. So that is like where right now we are at the part where they already know each other as like connected from back in the Philippines. So they are heading to Manila for an event, and that's the vibe. And so far, I'm really liking it. It's so interesting because I don't know why, but there's something about Kaya Isabel's writing that's reminding me so much of many romance books that I have loved in the past. Like for example, Emily Henry or Taylor Jenkins Reid. More so Emily Henry. I think the Panthers, the dialogues, and even the monologues, ganyan. It's reminding me so much of Emily Henry's writing, and I just love her writing. I want to like read everything she writes. That's how much I like her writing style. But anyway, how about you guys? How about your friends? How far did you get into your books? So Pam got to 79%, and I think she started, saan ka ba nag-start, Pam? Wait lang. I think she started around seven something, 78% pala. Okay, 79% because she was distracted. It's okay. You have three more sprints to go into. Um, So yeah, I've made 7%. Yes, it is bingeable. It's just that I'm I'm not yet like focused or like hooked into reading. And the first sprint is usually like this naman. Even with like Pam and Pam sprints, I always like the first sprint is like a warm up. So we're still trying to warm up. So later on, I hope that I would really get a huge chunk of the book. Joining Pam sprints 2 tomorrow so I can finish Human Acts and Pottery soonest. Yes, I am also joining tomorrow. I'm setting aside I setting my time. I'm allotting my time tomorrow to finish um this book. Hopefully talagang matapos ko na siya bukas. Pam said that 22% is a good progress. Thank you so much, Pam. Um, yeah. So later on, hopefully more than 10%. Wish me luck. And yay. Okay. See you tomorrow at the sprints. I'm pretty excited. Actually, I checked before I do the sprint right now or tonight. I checked um if you're doing the sprints tonight or tomorrow. So because I found out that it's gonna be tomorrow, I tried. So I decided I'm just gonna do my sprint so I could finish this. Yeah, recommending reading the first book of the Magnolia Heights series. So the first book is set in Batanes, and I'm so excited for everyone to read that book and to gush about that book. So yeah, I think this is Skyra Isabel. Super love her writing. I really recommend her if you love romance or if you're into romance, especially if you're into like rom-com, like the unserious type of dialogues and banters. And there are, I think there are depth to the characters, but it's still not a really heavy read. Like very much relatable characters, just like what I've said, just like Emily Henry. So, ayun. 79%. Wow. On the last stretch na. Are you 79% on Human Acts, Tita D, or you are commenting on Pam's 79%? Let me know. Hi, Cheska. You are currently on 7% exactly at the end of the chapter 2. So, okay, I want to search it very quickly lang because I am curious, like, saang universe nakaset yung Magnus Chase? So, I want to know what the series is about or the trilogy just very quickly. So this is The Gods of Asgard. It's a trilogy of fantasy novels based on Norse mythology. So is it, yeah, was this the series that he or Rick Riordan wrote after the um ano nga to, Percy Jackson? Is it right after that or is it after like the Kane Chronicles? Because I really cannot remember. The last time I read Percy Jackson was 2020 or 2021. So that was long time ago. Okay, Clar is currently 20%. Parang di ko kaya i-continue, haha. Brain is not braining pag non-fic. Honestly, though, it really you really need time and the right headspace to get into some nonfiction. So I would really understand if like I think very valid to pause on nonfiction. So I don't know if it's just me, but that's what I feel, or that's what I always experience when it comes to nonfiction, especially if it's like something that you're currently reading right now. So, but if you are you going to pick up another book or are you going to sleep early, do something else? So yeah. Yes, in her profile she says low conflict stories. Yeah. This is about Kyrie Isabel, right? So yeah. I really appreciate that because I think it's so like it's so balanced. Like hindi siya masyadong malalim or hindi siya masyadong masakit pero at the same time hindi siya masyadong mababaw. So I think ganun pala yung low conflict. Okay. Commenting on Pam's congrats sa 1%. True. Any progress is a progress. Kahit ilang percent pa yan. So let's just try to get into as much progress as we could by tonight. Okay, after Percy Jackson and House of Olympus, parang Greek, Romance, then Norse. Oh, hindi ako masyadong ano dyan sa world ni Rick Riordan, but I am really curious on like the other universe or the other worlds, or other mythology. I mean that he has written, because Percy Jackson is a really fun story, a really fun series to be honest. It's just that I am not really much into. Ay, oo nga, no, Heroes of Olympus pala yun. I'm really much not into fantasy recently. So yeah. But yeah, I hope that you're enjoying it, Cheska. We'll play games muna. Join ako next reading sprint. Thank you, Kat, and everyone. Good night and happy reading. Thank you so much for joining us, Clara, for the very first sprint. Go ahead and do what makes you happy tonight. It's a weekend. It's a Saturday, so just go ahead and play your games. So yeah, so we are heading off to another sprint in 40 minutes. Hindi ko pala to na-check if like talaga ngayon ko siya check, no? Gusto niyo ba chime, birds? Ayan, birds. Kung ano yung timer niya. But, yeah, let's start with another 40 minutes on our next sprint so that we could get a progress in our books. And again, if you feel like doing other things than reading, you're welcome to do so. So, yeah, let's start. Happy reading, friends! Hello, friends. Okay, let's do another long break. Oopsie. Okay, hello, friends. Again, we're done with another sprint. Okay, wait lang. Masyado ako na-excite. Okay, alright. So, again, hello, friends. We are done with another sprint, and we are currently on. We just finished the second sprint, I mean. My mind it's still loading, so I am so sorry. But I just reached 32% of my book. So I just reached 10%. I read 10% in the last sprint, which is definitely my goal. So that I would get into like half of this book tonight. So how about you, friends? How about you guys? How far did you get into with your books? And how is your reading for the last sprint? Right now, I don't know if you are noticing, but probably not because you're supposed to be reading, not watching. But I am such a big reactor to many things. At kung kilala niyo ako personally, OA talaga ako. So, in the past 40 minutes, I've been just like reacting so much with this book because it's just like it's too much. It's too much for my heart, you know. Um I've been on a roller coaster of emotions with the past 10% because finally we are getting into like the characters or character arcs, I mean. And one of the tropes in this book that really piqued my interest is about the female, or actually both of them. They're both the eldest sibling, or the eldest child, I mean, in the family. And being an eldest daughter, I have like it's getting into my feels, and I just could not stop myself from being feeling so really like I feel so resonated with these characters because eldest daughters, eldest child in an Asian household, you get me. You get me. So yeah, so right now I am at a place where I'm starting to connect with the characters more and not just like with their dynamics, but with their individualities and how the writer, Cara Isabel, is being able to like present that in a way that's not exploit parang exploitative, parang ganyan. So I hope nakakapag-explain ako na maayos kasi I'm still in my feels. But yeah, how about you, friends? How are you doing? This one I haven't read earlier. I think Pam said that she read the first Magnus Chase book, pero di na niya natuloy kasi puro first book na series ni Rick Riordan yung binabasa niya. So, is it safe to assume that you've read the first book of Percy Jackson but haven't finished it? Pero, you know what, same. Like, I don't have the right to judge you with that because I've read so many first book in a series that I haven't continued even up to this day. Like, let's say Jade City, to name a few. And what else? What else did I start that I haven't finished? I think everything else. Because I started The Puppy War in 2020 and I just finished it this year. Or last year, I mean. So, yeah, I mean, right? um Pam got to yay 84%. Good job, Pam. I was still distracted, but better than the first sprint, of course. Again, any progress is a progress, and you got 84%, so that's a win. Uh, I hope that you're still enjoying. Is that the right term? But I hope that you are invested enough with the story to finish it off, kahit by tomorrow, I guess. Tita D said that she is getting ready for bed finally, which means I can focus on the sprints. I did 7 pages down to the last 71 pages of the human acts. Yes. I hope that it's not like too heavy for you right now. But I think hindi siya hindi siya matutupad kasi alam ko mabigat talaga yung librong 'to. Um, but I hope na pagkatapos mo siyang basahin is you watch something light and read something light or do something that would, lighten up your night before you go to bed to sleep. I am scared to start this book, but equally excited as well. So I don't know. Cheska said that she got into 10% the pachika because my sister got home from her date. Ooh, juicy. Ah, joke lang. Juicy. Juicy chica. So yeah, because the Valentine's Day just finished yesterday. Is ano mo date na ngayon? 15, di ba? Wala talagang pakialam sa Valentine's Day si bakla. But yeah, it's okay. 10% is still a progress from 7%, right? So you got into 3% of the book, so that's fine. Uh yes, eldest daughter represent. Eldest daughter. Oh my god. We're all here. Actually, we have a friend group, right? Like sa book community, we have a friend group of like Trish, Kara, ganyan, si Gerald, ganyan. So we are all the eldest child in the family. So we represent the eldest child in an Asian household trope. So that's why it's so relatable to see that in books, and it always gets me into my feels. Kaya so pag naiyak na ako dito later on, alam niyo na kung bakit. Because of that reason. Oh wait lang. I only read The Lightning Thief, but I have 3 sets of his series. I passed it on to my son, and he ate the 5 Percy Jackson books. I love the Percy Jackson series. I don't necessarily think of it as like a favorite middle grade to YA books, but it is, I think, is a good series to binge, especially if you're into mythology, ganyan, or if you're into fantasy. It's such a great book or a great series for fantasy beginners or or readers who are not much into fantasy. So I would agree that madali siyang talagang basahin. I'm checking the books. Parang putol tong sinabi ni Cheska. Okay, on my Kindle, and I have between there. Yes, I guess that you have it because I don't know if it was last December or November that she had like a free Kindle day, or I don't know if like just a day or a few days, but she had a free Kindle season. So I thought, or I think, I mean, it was in December. So that's also why I have the first book that I've read just this month, and I just love that book. That one naman is about like someone, like the main character, just to pitch it to you know. But the main character like she would describe herself as someone who has extreme emotions. Like she's like ito yung mga tipo ng mga characters that we always call as, or not characters but persons na lagi natin sasabi na okay, she's like OA or hyperactive or hyper energetic, and sometimes it is also synonymous to being chaotic and messy and all over the place. So the main character in Between There and Now is also very close to my heart because I think that I am overly emotional and chaotic and messy most of the time. So yeah, if you want to read something that is romantic and comic and still has depth on it, I suggest that you start with that book. That's the first one. So yeah. Ano ba hindi ko nabasa dito? Tita D said, I'm on the 5th chapter and yet to know the reveal of his character's POV. So there's a reveal that's gonna happen? Interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna share with you my thoughts once I start reading that book. Pam said, at least your son loved it. I only got the second book of Percy Jackson, then first book of House of Olympus and Magnus Chase. At least you got into the second book of Percy Jackson. Like, yeah. But I would say in the middle of the series, it's kind of like getting hard to get really into. But um reading the last book made everything so worth it. Like the what's that called? The Last of Olympus. Okay. So reading the last book made just everything worth it. Like every single thing. So I think it's worth it. Um yeah, so Tita D also loved Between There and Now. Yay! Hopefully that you would be able to. Again, that book is set in Batanes, and there are a lot of like learnings also from the place itself. So I just love that as someone who would love to, like, Batanes is one of my dream places to go to. So if you want to know more about Batanes and experience it in fictional stories, then please go ahead and read it. So now let's start with our third sprint. Hopefully, I would also get another 10% of the book. Hoping, hoping, hoping. So let's do another 10% tuloy. Another 40 minutes. Okay, ano ba yan, guys? Okay, so let's do another 40 minutes. Happy reading, friends. See you in a while. Hello, hello, friends. Okay, wait lang. Let's do another. Can we do a short break? Probably just 5 minutes. Okay, let's do a long break still. Bilis mag-aba na isip. Okay, let me just pull it like this. Yeah. Okay, hello, friends. How is your reading from the third sprint? Honestly, I was feeling kind of sleepy in the middle of it, even though the story is getting interesting. Because hindi ko na alam kung bakit. Kulangit ako sa tulog. Pero anyway, I reached 42% of my book, and yeah, I've read another 10%, thankfully. Thankfully, because that is the goal. And then on the next and the last sprint, that is also the goal to get into another 10%, or at least like 50% of the book at the very least. So yeah, so it's I felt kind of sleepy in the middle of reading because I think it's more of the usual parang character analysis, parang ganyan. So, that's why medyo inaantok ako, pero I will push through the last sprint. I promised to myself that I'm gonna push through the last sprint and reach 50% of this book. But so far I'm still very much into it. I am enjoying it, and I wish that I have more time in the world to finish this. But anyway, how is your reading, guys? Um I don't know which part did I end earlier, but yeah. I don't think I've read this 40 minutes ago, but Tita T said, I love the lightning thief but not addicted. Yeah. I think ganyan din ako nung college when I started reading it. So that's why I was not into Percy Jackson during the time. And then I just only reread it in 2020. And then we did a readathon for that. So that's why I was able to finish the whole series. But if not for the readathon, I don't think that I would be able to finish it by myself. But as I've said, the last book is really worth it. So yeah, yay! Pam got into 93% of her book. I think you've read more than, or more or less 10% of your book from the last sprint. Congratulations, you're almost done. If you're joining on the last sprint, and I hope that you would. Probably you'll finish your book, I think. But if not, then it's okay. You can read it tomorrow on your sprint. But yeah, I'm so happy that you got the 93%. How are you finding it so far? Are you still do you still have the same feelings for it? Are you liking it? Are you loving it? Are you feeling mediocre about it? Whatever. So yeah. Tita Dayan said, I did 15 pages because I had to respond to several messages. I am feeling sleep na din, hehe. So yeah, actually I am feeling sleepy, but again, as I've said, we're going to push through, and ako din, madami din akong kailangang i-replyan na messages and engage to a lot of things on Instagram and other places, social media places. But yeah, I am setting all those aside for now so that I could really made a chunk of this book. But 15 pages, it's not so bad. I think nasa last 71 pages kanina. So around like 50 something pages left. You got this, Tita D. Um, Cheska said, I am quite sleepy too. Bakit? Is this a, anong tawag doon? Uh, Not a pandemic. Was that? Okay, I might say the wrong thing, so I'm not just gonna say it, but it's like we are feeling the same things. We are feeling the same. feelings. But you are reading a lot slower. But I think I can do more. I can do one more sprint. 50%. Yeah, yeah. So earlier you said that you reached 10%, right? On the last sprint. You got to 5% more, and that's great. So, how are you liking it so far in 15%? I hope that it is really interesting and that you will power through the last sprint as well. I'll try as well to finish this chapter. Yes, let's do it. Long chapters ang human acts. Oh, is it ba? I have it here with me din eh. Kasi I am reading this next after the one night stand thingy. Is it a long chapter? Yeah, and ayo nga no. Yeah, but I'm so interested with this book because I'm into historical fiction and this is about the Gwangju uprising. So if you haven't read that, as far as I know, it's about that certain history or period of time in Korea, and Han Kang is a Nobel Prize awardee or winner. I mean, so we need to read this book. But yeah, Pam says she is liking the book. So many insights from Junji Ito that's making me understand his artistic and stylistic choices for his manga, which is so interesting to see. And I am not someone who's like very artistic, creative in terms of like illustrations and all that stuff, and not to not even to the genre or horror genre. I mean, but it is so interesting to know like the behind stories, right? So I think I might have to check that one out. And also, I just love nonfiction stories that you could connect to other fiction stories. So yeah, and I'm so glad that you're liking it. Kasi nga, as I've said, you've been in a slump. So I hope that you'll be able to finish this one tonight or tomorrow at least. It is, and so many things are happening at once, kaya I reread some parts. Yeah, and I guess, and I also think that because it's a fantasy, like the start of it is kind of like you have to get used to it, even though like you've read the first book, I'm sure. So I'm sure that you've read the first book. So there are like ako personally ganun ako. So it takes a while before a fantasy book would warm up to my interests and ayun, yung my interests in general. Kaya minsan talaga I really spend or like a lot time and be in the right headspace or in the right mindset for me to be able to really, focus on it. So, pero believe talaga ako sa mga fantasy readers like you guys. Saludo ako sa inyo. Kudos to all of you. So yeah, so we have last 2 minutes and then we're gonna do the last sprint. So if this is your first time seeing me in live ganyan, even in recorded videos, sobrang OA ko talaga. So kaya sobrang chaotic ko nakikita ko kasi yung sarili ko sa other screen, like I have it on my phone. Sabi ko, ang gulo ko naman ano. Anyway, hi Pam! How are you? We are on our last sprint after this timer. Last fourth and last sprint. And if you're reading, let me know or let us know if what will be you will be reading. If hindi naman, then have a good night. Have a great night. I hope that you're having a cozy Saturday night. And I am so excited to stay tuned tomorrow for the sprints of you and another BAM as well. So yeah, we have last minute sprint or last minute chika pala, not sprint. And then we're going to do our last and final. Ay, sorry, nakita siya. Final sprint. Wait lang. Okay, playing Baldur's Gate. So not gonna be reading, just passing by. Have fun. And I'm sure tomorrow you'll do a lot of reading. So if you're reading. Kasi pwede palang hindi ka nagbabasa na, no? So, you'll do a lot of reading in the next few days. So, just enjoy your night with that game. I'm not very familiar with it because I don't really play kids. But yeah, we are on our last sprint. Oh, yes. So also, if you are watching this and you haven't, like, if you don't know, Pam and Pam also do their like weekly sprints, so you can go ahead and check their channels. I'm not particularly sure whose channel it will it be by tomorrow, but you can check either of the two. They're gonna do their sprints, and we will be there. I will be there. I think Tita Diane will be there as well, and I'll try to finish this book by tomorrow. So yeah, let's do the last sprint, shall we, friends? 40 minutes, so that we'd be able to finish some books, some chapters, some goals for tonight. So, last one. Happy reading, everyone. Let's do this. Let's go. Hello, friends. We're finally done. Okay, wait. Wait. Wait lang. Paano ko ba tatanggalin? Okay, later. Anyway, hello, friends. So, we are done with our four sprints. And I am so happy to finally say that I have finished 50% of this book. So I'm exactly at 50%. Um, from the last sprint, I've read about 8%, and it's okay. It's fine. I am still enjoying the book, but I think right now, if I'm going to compare it with the first book, I still like the first book a little bit more because of how, I don't know, interesting the plot was and how funny and witty the banters were, and also how beautiful Batanes is. So I think those are the main reasons why I just love, or I just enjoyed that book so much. So if I'm going to compare it with this book, which is the book number two, it's kind of like, I think it is still interesting, but I am less invested on this one. But I am still gonna finish this one tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, so that's the update. Again, I finished 50%. So in total, I've read about 35% for tonight. And tomorrow, at the sprints of Pam and Pam, I'm planning to like finish off everything. Hopefully. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, hopefully. How about you, friends? How are you? How's your reading sprint? How's your reading? How's your book? And how much did you progress from the last one? So yeah, hi Pam. Pam said, hopefully I'll be reading a different book na at tomorrow's sprints. And she is done with her book. Yes. So finally you're done. I am excited to know by tomorrow what book are you reading for the sprints. So how was it? Did you like it in general, or do you have initial rating already? Or if you want to like just post your review, I will be definitely watching or reading that. So yeah, feeling accomplished and sleepy. Same. I feel so accomplished right now, and I'm also very sleepy. So I'm gonna sleep after this one. But yeah, congratulations for finishing your book. Yay! I also love that for you, fam. Tita Diane said, I did 14 pages, feeling so sleepy, but almost done with the chapter. That's a long ass chapter because you've read like 15 pages earlier. Oh, I don't know if it's like the whole chapter already. And then right now you have finished 14 pages and you're not yet done with this chapter. Am I understanding that correctly? So, yeah, but I hope that you would be able to finish it. And also, Tita T, sana hindi yan yung last thoughts mo kasi di ba medyo mabigat yung libro na yan. So, hopefully you'd be able to like scroll ng mga lighter content before you go to sleep. But yeah, congrats for that as well. Pam said, I liked it. I think it's best enjoyed by readers who are already familiar with Junji's works, which makes total sense. So if I haven't like read or appreciated his other works, probably I would first before getting into this nonfiction. But glad to know that you liked it. And glad to know that you have finished it. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's 50 pages. Oh my god. That's gonna be that's gonna be a really rough book to go through. But it's like less than 200 pages, diba? Or, yeah, 226? Oh, around 200 something. But yeah, this is gonna be my next read, probably by next week. So, yeah, But I hope that you are okay. This chapter is confusing. I have to go back now and then check my understanding. Is it confusing because of the writing, or is it like it's meant to be confusing? Is it because of the characters or the plot or like the metaphors used in the book or in the story? Nada nada. Um, but yeah, go ahead and do that. Probably if you're not during that probably do that when you're not too sleepy, right? I'm aiming for 20%, but I'm on 21% celebrating small wins, of course, because it means that you have progress from 0 to 21% tonight, and that is a win. You've like finished one fifth of your book. So congratulations for being able to accomplish that, Jessica. Yay, yay, yay. So I'm glad that we were able to accomplish reading progresses this night or for tonight. So tomorrow, again, Pam and Pam will be doing a sprint or reading sprints as well. So if you're also interested to join, just go ahead and check Pam's shenanigans, and this book belongs to Pam because I also am very productive whenever I come to their sprints. So yeah, signing off for now, Kat. Thanks so much for the sprints. Thank you so much, Pam, for joining my very first official sprints on YouTube. And thank you so much for hanging out with us in the chat as well. It's a different style per chapter. This one is 22 years after chapter 1. The chapter is just thoughts of past and present. Okay, that is quite confusing. Even just like that sentence, it is confusing for me. So I will just probably understand a little bit more of it when I start reading the book. But as I've said, I hope Tita, you're still doing great and you're still like interested and invested in the story. But yes, until tomorrow. So I think I'm just gonna log off right now because I'm also very sleepy and I just want to sleep and I just want to enjoy the rest of the night. So thank you so much again for hanging out with me for my first ever official sprints on YouTube, because I've done this before but like very whatever lang, very spontaneous talaga. But yeah, again, thank you. I hope that the weekend, tomorrow is Sunday. Oh, I think technically it's already tomorrow, but I hope that you would still be enjoying your Sunday. And until the next time that I would thought or I would think of doing a sprint. Good night. Good night. Yes, good night, Tita D. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Cheska. Bye. Good night.